by Terry Hyland, the Cavan manager. Terry, your second Dr. McKenna Cup final in 2 years. You must be happy with that.
Well, we're happy to get into it. We look shaky lots of times during that game, but I suppose we showed a little bit of determination and grit in the end to come through. When we went at 2 points down with 5-6 minutes ago, people would have said that, we could have folded a 10, but we didn't, and we kept pressing on. And from that it was very pleasing. I think probably from a spectator's point of view, Portland wasn't a great game of football to watch, but at the end of the day, it's all about us getting a result and get into a final. It
is, and you mentioned the Fermanagh side there. They executed a blanket defence very, very well today. And it was very hard to, I suppose, unlock it in the first half.
Well, that's it, and they play along, they had the ball off the break into the full forward line, their full forward line, which means that you nearly have to leave it back an extra defender, which gives them the opportunity when they're walking through the hands to get in certain areas and move the ball. Like, we knew that coming in the game, it was nothing new to us. They're in good shape, in fairness, and man, probably as a unit have been probably as more cohesive I've seen them in the last 3 or 4 years, and I suppose you have to hand that to Pete and to the lads that training them. I think there will be a force in Division 3.
It's a very demanding setup to use as the blanket defence, and they seem to tire in the second half, and the Cavan lads seem to turn the screw then.
Well, we probably sat off a little bit too much on our half forward line, come back a little bit deep in the first half. When we got our forwards to sit up a little bit higher, we probably put them under a little bit of pressure, because it means then that each defender has to move with a moving body from the other side, so it does tire you out a little bit more, and it distracts your eye from where the ball is coming from, things like that. When we were 2 points up, we probably at that stage of the game we should have been a little bit more ahead, but we were thankful to come out with the win in the end.
Yeah, you mentioned we were 2 points up, and we seemed to be coasting at that stage, and it was 28 minutes in the second half before Fermanagh got their first score, Sean Quigley point. But then a minute later, a moment of madness nearly cost Cavan the game, a goal for Fermanagh, when they could have easily got the ball out of the defence.
Well, that's true. We've been 4 back passes when there was probably no need to. Maybe the first one was to relieve pressure, but after that we should have been turning and coming out. I can't exactly tell you what happened with Connor. He seemed to get caught between 2 players, and handling conditions are probably difficult, but he lost the ball out of his hand or what happened. But we shouldn't have let ourselves get into that situation, and that's something we're going to have to work on between now and on Saturday.
You showed great character then to come back after going 2 points down, and some great work for you, the full forward line, and Martin Riley as well getting up there. Niall McDermott knocking the ball out of the goalkeeper Chris Snow's hands. It fell to the full back, but Martin Riley eventually getting the hands on it and put it across for Niall to get the goal.
Yeah, well, I think actually Philly Tinney might have finished it in the end, but I know Niall may have been on his way into the net at that stage. But our full forward line, in fairness tonight, both they all tackled hard. Tom Hayes, Niall, even Jack in the first half, they all tackled and turned over a lot of ball in there. That's what you have to do when you're in that area. You've got to work hard, especially when you said about blanket defences. Means that there's a lot of bodies back in that area. So if you work hard and tackle hard, you can cause the opposition to make mistakes.
Killian Clark was exceptional in midfield. You needed him to step up, I suppose, with Gerard McKiernan missing after getting a red card last week. A great display by Killian, and going forward, it looks like he could be ready for midfield.
Well, he did a very, very good second half. I think probably as a unit we didn't perform any of us really that well in the first half. We all probably performed very, very well, and that's including Killian in the second half. Doc Fanning came into the game very, very strong at periods in the second half. And as you did the aforementioned Martin Riley, who probably had been quiet probably for the first 35 to 40 minutes of the game. When we put him up in the half forward line, he started to put them under pressure with his runs.
Next up, Terry, is Tyrone in this Dr. McKenna Cup final. It's on Saturday, 7:30 in the Athletic Grounds in Armagh. What's the preparation going to be like in the next couple of days?
Well, it'll probably be nothing much more than rest, really, than anything else. That's going to be 3 very competitive games within a week for a lot of these lads. So in the end of the day, whatever work we can do between now, it'll be a little bit of video work and kind of work on our mistakes and talk about it and that type of stuff. As regard the physio stuff and on the pitch stuff, it'll be very, very nice.
Chance of silverware again?
Well, when you're in the final, there's always a possibility.
Best of luck on Saturday, Harry.
Thanks, Mickey.